Okay, so the first part of this question, it is 2014 and it is question 7. So it says, suggest two categories of people aged 15 years and over who might not be in the labour force. You could say students, retired people, stay-at-home people, disabled, anyone that is not in these categories. Then it says, find the median and interquartile range of the total persons at work over the period. Okay, so the median and interquartile range of the total persons at work. Okay, so I'm reading these here, okay, and I'm looking from this category because these people are at work and this is the total. So we know, girls, for the median, what you need to do is you need to rearrange them from smallest to largest. Okay, so I just rearranged them here from smallest to largest, so it's like 1773.4. I'm sure you're able to rearrange them yourselves. And then to get the medium, I go smallest, largest, right until I get to the middle. But when I get to the middle, I actually have two values. So what I need to do is I need to add them together. So I get 1828.6 plus 1867. And I divide it by 2 to find out what is my median. So my median in this case is 1847.8. Then to get my interquartile range, I need to get my upper quartile and my lower quartile. So I need to find out what is 1/4 of my value and what is 3/4 of my value. Okay, right, I have 10 values here, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So to get a quarter of 10, I go 10 divided by 4 and I get 2.5. Regardless of the value, guys, I always round up. Okay, so here I'm going to be, my lower quartile is going to be the third value. Okay, so I go along, I already had them in order. My third value is 1803.4. So that's my Q1. Then I go again, okay, so I go 2.5 multiplied by 3 and I get my upper quartile. Okay, so I get my upper quartile and it is 1954.9. okay, and I take them away to just find out my interquartile range, which is here. The next part of this question, it says the following data was obtained from table 1. The percentage of persons aged 15 years and over at work, unemployed or not in the labour force for the year 2016 are given below. Right, so people aged over 15 years, right, so this is based on all of this table over here. Right, so I need to find out, okay, so I have to look, okay, so how many people are at work, okay, in 2016, so I'm reading from my 2016, and I see the total number of people at work is 1813.4, and that's all over my total, which is 3599.1. okay, so that's for 2011. okay, so I just double checked it with my 2006 figure, so I did like 1954.9 all over my 3376.1, and I was able to find out that's 57.9. so I did the exact same with 2011. I went, okay, so my total number here is 1813.4, and I went all the way over then to my total is out of 3599.1. so I do the same for unemployed. The total number of people that are unemployed in 2011 is 1421.6, and then that's out of, that is actually my not in the labour force. My total people that are unemployed is actually 364.1 all over 3599.1 multiplied by 100, and then I do the same for my not in the labour force. Okay, so I'm just reading information from my tables. Right, then what it tells me is that a census in 26 showed that there were 864,449 people in the population aged under 15 years of age. The corresponding in the 2011 census was 900,798,590. Assuming that none of these persons were in the labour force, complete the table below to give the percentage of the total population at work. Okay, this table over here, girls, just tells me that persons are aged 15 years and over. Now I have the total that are actually under 15 as well, so I'm actually able to get my entire population. So what I have to do, so for 2011, so what I do is I have 979,590 people plus I add on my total. So all these figures over here, girls, if you look at it at the top, they're all in their thousands. So the total for 2011 in the table says 3599.1. I just multiplied that by 1000 to get what my figure was in the thousands, and when I added them together I got my total population is this here. And I need to find out the people at work, unemployed, and the not in the labour force. So I went along again, and I see for 2011 total people at work is 1813.4. I multiplied that by 1000, okay, just to get what figure was in thousands, all over what I just found my total population to be multiplied by 100, and I got 39.6%. For unemployed, I went to 2011 and I went along and I found total unemployed was in my table here is 364.1. I multiplied that by 1000 again and I got this figure here, and I put it over my total multiplied by 100. And then not in the labour force, I read from my table again and I get 1421.6, and I multiplied that by 1000 again, and I get this figure here, 52.4%. Or actually, sorry guys, that's not what I did. What I had to do was, okay, so this obviously all had to add up to 100%. So I added 39.6 plus 8%, and I took it away from 100 and I got 52.4%. But what I realised here was that this is the total people that weren't in employment, okay, or this is the total people that are aged over 15. I need to remember that not in the labour force, I needed to add on these extra people. So I needed to add this plus my 2011 figure, which was 1421.6, plus this, and over my total, because these are also not in the labour force. So that's what I did there, or you could have done what I just did there. A commentator states that the changes reflected in the data from 2006-2011 make it more difficult to balance the government's income and expenditure. Do you agree with this statement? Give 2 reasons for your answer based on your calculations above. So yes, I did agree with it. So percentages at work down, so reduced taxes collected, so income reduced percentage not in workforce, ups, workforce up, so increased expenditure on supports, pensions, etc. So basically, girls, you can see that during these particular times, unemployment was actually going up compared to 2006. So the government wouldn't have been getting in pension, or wouldn't have been getting in income to pay off taxes. They would have had to, obviously, if there was a lot of people unemployed, they would have to be paying off social welfare and other things like that. So their expenditure would have increased. So that's what I've just stated there. The next part of this question says, having examined both charts, a commentator states females were affected just as much as males by the downturn in employment. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? And give a reason for your conclusion. Okay, so it's disagree, and it says I said male employment declined from 2007, female declined from 2008. There was a greater decline in number of males employed. Okay, so you can see here, girls, from the chart. Okay, you can see from the chart here. Okay, so this here is all my females. Okay, and this here is all my males. Okay, so from here's 27. Okay, so from 27 to 28 it started declining. Okay, there was a rapid decline in employment for males between 2009 to 2010. Okay, and it slowly started employing, but then in 2013 they just started increasing again, whereas in the females their decline didn't start until 2008, and they didn't take as much of a hit as the males did. And then it says, which, if any, of the 2 charts did you find most useful in reaching your conclusion above, and give a reason for your answer. So I said Leem's graph shows trend over time as well as numbers. So I was able to see the amount of people that are actually employed, whereas Neve's graph only shows percentages in the workforce and gives no information about actual numbers. So I just know for Neve's, for 2004, I can see that 40% were females, whereas 60% were males that were in the workforce, but I don't know anything else other than that. She's not actually given the actual figures in their thousands. Then it says, use the data and table the years 2012 and 2013 only. to predict the percentage of persons aged 15 years and over who will be at work in 2014. So 2012, what I did is I got my 1,773.4 all over my total, which is 3590.0, and multiplied it by 100. This is all based on my table out here. Again, so table 1. So I'm basically looking at 2012, 2013. So if I look at 2012, okay, so I see, sorry guys, the camera's a bit. So here I have 1,773.4 that were at work all over my total, which was 3590.0 multiplied by 100, and I get that 49.4% of people were employed. I go back again to 2013, I find out my total number of people that were employed, so that were at work, and I get 1,803.4 all over my total people there in that population. So I get 3,586.2, and I get 50.3%. So we can see that it's increasing, okay? So what I did to predict 2014, so I said from 2012 to 2013, there was a 0.9 increase in employment, okay? So I just added, so 50.3 plus 0.9, and I got 51.2. So that's what I said for that one, and that was the question fully completed.